I'm about to get straight to it on this one. What's going on YouTube, man? Today I want to talk about the up and coming copper. Everybody talking about now. So right here, I got some 1 ounce copper rounds that I got last year when I first started stacking for about $1 a piece. Couple cool ones in there. I got these two pre 1982 pennies, which are about 95% copper. Just got those here for the demonstration, and I got some 75% copper nickels. So just got all this here for the demonstration that I want to make today. So with copper being at about $5.85 per pound, I want to talk about what's the best way to acquire copper if you're really into it like that. Now, I want to put into perspective per pound, right? So we talking $5.85 around there per pound. So I spent about $1 per ounce, right? So if I was to get a pound worth, which is about 16 ounces, if I was to get a pound of copper by these ounces right here, I will be paying essentially $16 per ounce. And that's the super high premium everybody been talking about right there when it comes to the rounds and copper being having a super high premium. But I really don't see no room to complain. I do see a bright future in copper. It's gonna take some time, but I think it's pretty cheap enough in the first place that, and why are we crying about a premium? You know, it's not that deep. But on the other hand, I feel like it's easier to acquire your copper through just go exchange your dollars for coin rolls, nickels, pennies, because essentially with the pennies, like if you want to do the math, let's say we want to get a pound of copper out of some pennies. Um, Essentially, it would take about 154 to 160 of the pre 1982 pennies to give us that pound, which is about $1, almost $2, right, worth of pennies, and essentially that would be worth your pound of copper right there, which is going to be about $5. So in my thought process, that makes a lot more sense. Even if you got a bunch of post 1982 and you want to try to get your pound out of that, you know what I mean? Probably about $2 at the most worth of pennies. You know what I'm saying? About 200 pennies, and there go your pound of copper material right there, and which is about $5 and some change. So why in the world would I spend my money on these copper rounds? I only spent $1 per mine, but I seen some of these online for as much as about $2, $2.50, even $5, and that is ridiculous. But yeah, man, that's the way to go. You want to go with your pennies, man. Just get you some coin rolls and put them up, I guess, or even the nickels. They about 75% copper, and I think they weigh a little bit more too. So that gotta matter for something. And they usually hold they sell for a little bit more than pennies. You can see pennies kind of losing its material after a while. Might lose shed a little bit of weight. These nickels are a little bit more resilient for the most part. Um, but yeah, man, what y'all think, man? Do anybody in here buy copper, and where you get it from, and how much you paying for it, and how do you feel about it? Um, I don't really mind the little premium though, man. It's super cheap. Like I said, I paid $1 per round, and I got some pretty cool rounds in here that I like. I gave a few out once I first made these purchases last year, but still, I mean, copper definitely has a bright future. I can see a lot of things happening, especially with the way everything is working out right now in the world. Huh? Shortage of copper or the pennies? Who in here hoarding all the pennies, man? Which one of y'all in here got all the pennies? This one right here is pretty cool. But if you just now joining, man, I'm just sitting here going over like what's the most reasonable way to acquire your copper right now before it blows up? Because I do think it's gonna end up blowing up. But instead of going with your ounces, that's your deal. You could be paying about $1, $2, 250, whatever per ounce, and you gonna be especially let's do the math on $2. If you paying $2 an ounce for your copper, that's like $32 you paying for a pound, and copper is only at $5.80 per pound. So that's way over the top. You probably never see a return on that, not in your lifetime. But on the other hand, you got the pennies. You can go to any bank, get your roll, um, sit on it, man. That's the game right now. Honestly, sit on it, get it, and sit on it. That's the best thing you can do right now, because these pennies right here. They are gonna be at a shortage real soon. It's gonna be at an all-time shortage. Y'all gonna be wondering where all the pennies went, and I got a feeling everybody who been hoarding them gonna make out real big. Gonna make out real good, man. So I ain't gonna drag it on, man. That's just about the end of this one. Um, might do another video tonight. Who knows? Thanks for tuning in.